Last time we discussed two key pillars of serious free market, common sense healthcare reform: removing barriers across state lines and small business cooperatives. Today we'll conclude our series on healthcare by discussing three more elements that are critical to healthcare reform that is affordable, effective, and popular. The American healthcare system has a fundamental problem. It's based on a fee-for-service model that encourages both doctors and patients to utilize an excessive number of services and procedures. The doctors, because they get paid for every procedure they perform or prescribe, and the patients because these services are all covered in their policies. So the natural inclination is to say, hey, a CAT scan or an MRI is covered in my plan, so even if I'm not certain I need it, I might as well use that service because it's not costing me anything. But of course it is, because every service increases the overload on the system and thus raises everyone's costs. We must ultimately move away from a fee-for-service model and towards one that gives patients incentives to participate to a far greater degree in decisions about their own health care. I mean, when you're hiring someone to improve your home or landscape your backyard, do you simply accept whatever the contractor's proposing, or do you consider every line item in the proposal? Of course, you really think it through because you have to pay for everything out of your own pocket. Now, the most effective reform we can put in place right now to head us towards that goal is the expansion of health savings accounts, in which people place money in a savings account, then make withdrawals for health care needs as necessary. These accounts are tax deductible, but even more importantly, they force people to participate much more in their own health care decisions because the money is coming out of their own pockets. Another way to get patients more involved in their own health care, as well as lower costs, would be a big increase in the number of plans with high deductibles and catastrophic coverage. These type of plans would not include the more routine services like doctor visits, significantly lowering costs and again forcing people to consider what they're spending while still covering emergencies and other costly services. Finally, no serious plan for health care reform would be complete without tort reform. The ever-increasing number of lawyers willing to sue doctors on a contingency basis, meaning they get paid only if they win a case and extract a settlement, has made it far too easy for people to file frivolous lawsuits. This has steadily increased the cost of doing business for doctors by raising the cost of malpractice insurance through the roof. And of course, those costs get passed directly to you and me, the consumer. We must lower the ceiling on jury malpractice awards to make it far less attractive to sue doctors. Health savings accounts, more higher deductible catastrophic coverage plans, removing barriers across state lines, small business cooperatives, and tort reform. These are the foundations of serious, free market, common sense, and I would venture to say very popular healthcare reform. Congress needs to act sooner rather than later in placing these solutions into a new healthcare bill and presenting it to the people so we will know not just that they want to get rid of the atrocious bill that's currently in place, but that they have a far better alternative to replace it.